this morning, sun's a bit hazy, checking the forecast, things looking crazy, a storm on the horizon, the pressure is low, gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls, we're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls, we're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see, prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities, we're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls, we're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it to it, guys. Let's kick that can. Let's go on the air right now, guys. It's plenty of time. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates, guys. My name's Ron Tyler. Welcome to our Emergency Management Associates show today. We're glad to have you all here. I want to welcome my buddy Rich Quake is here. If you don't already know, Rich Quake also has his own channel here on YouTube. After this program is over, go and show his channel some love as well. We got Cozy Drone here. Cozy Drone has been an occupant of the show on the chat for a while. I want to tell Cozy hi as well. Thank you all for being here, guys. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Guys, we've got a lot to talk about. I want to get on the air right now and talk to you about it. I'm going to talk about earthquakes in a few minutes, so stay tuned for that. I first want to talk about wildfires. First thing I'm going to do is talk about wildfires today. Guys, we've had some firestorms, both in Washington State and also in Utah. Let's talk about this right now. Okay? Let's show you what's going on here. Okay? This is a report from earlier this morning. I want to play this, then I'm going to play another excerpt of a report from KSL News Radio, News TV in Salt Lake City. Then we're going to go back to Spokane, Washington for the fire chief report from Spokane, Washington. Right now, here's a report from the worst fire in season history in Spokane, Washington. Watch this.
And I mean that literally, folks. More than 474,000 acres have burned across this state in 2026 alone. That is nearly 3 times what burned in all of last year combined. And right now, the worst wildfire of the season is still 0% contained. I'm talking about the Wide Mouth 2 fire burning in central Utah as we speak. It has exploded to over 84,000 acres in just a matter of days. That is nearly the size of Salt Lake City proper, burning with 0 containment. And here's the thing, the weather coming this weekend is going to make things worse. This is your full Utah wildfire and weather forecast for August 5th. We have a lot to cover: current fire conditions, road closures, evacuation zones, the firefighting effort, and what the atmosphere has in store over the next 3 days. Let's dive in, and please, if you're in Millard County or anywhere near these fires, stay with me. This information could directly affect your safety. All right, first, let's establish just how historically bad this fire season has been for Utah. According to Utah Fire Info, the official state tracking dashboard as of this morning, Utah has recorded 755 total wildfires, burning a cumulative 474,176 acres in 2026.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space?
Okay, sorry, I can't let that go.
All of 2024, the entire season totaled about 90,000 acres. This year, we've burned 5 times that amount. State officials say this ranks among the 2nd or 3rd worst fire seasons on record for Utah. Now, here is where the data gets really telling. Of those 755 fires, 380 were human-caused, burning about 74,651 acres in total. Another 321 fires were sparked naturally, primarily by lightning, burning 145,598 acres. But here's the number that stands out. 54 fires with causes still under investigation have burned a staggering 253,927 acres, more than...
Okay, again, 54 fires, unknown cause, burned 253,927 acres. Unknown cause, guys. That's half the acreage that's already burned in Utah today. Half the acreage, half the size of Salt Lake City. The top number on the right-hand side is the total number of acres so far that burned across Utah alone, and that's the size of Salt Lake City. The size of Salt Lake City, guys, that's huge.
More than half of the total acreage this year. That category likely includes the Wide Mouth 2 fire, which started July 27th and is still under investigation, though officials believe lightning triggered the initial ignition. And why has this season been so devastating? Let me walk you through the setup. The 2025 to 2026 winter was the warmest on record for Utah and also had one of the lowest snowpack levels the state has ever seen. Less snow means less soil moisture going into spring, which means vegetation dried out earlier and more completely than in a normal year. In southern Utah especially, fire officials say vegetation is as dry as it has been in a century. Layer on top of that a summer heat dome, critically low relative humidity. We're talking 5 to 10% in fire zones and persistent gusty winds. And you have what Fillmore's district ranger described as fire behavior more intense than many could ever recall. Now let's go deeper on the Wide Mouth 2 fire, because this is the headline story right now. It is burning in Millard County in central Utah, south of the town of Kanosh near Fillmore. The fire started with a lightning strike on July 27th, moving slowly at first through Fish Lake National Forest. Then, on the night of Saturday, August 1st, everything changed. Strong southerly winds pushed the fire approximately 9 miles north along the Fish Lake National Forest boundary. By Sunday morning, it had tripled in size, and by Monday, it had grown again to over 68,000 acres. As of August 4th, the fire stands at approximately 84,229 acres with 0% containment. And here's what made this fire so difficult to fight in those critical first days. When the fire jumped its containment line south of Kanosh on Saturday night, the U.S. Forest Service made the call to pull firefighters back from the front line entirely. Their statement, and I am quoting directly from the official U.S. Forest Service press release, with the quick fire growth, it would be too dangerous to put firefighters in front of this fire. No amount of resources will stop this forward progression given the current conditions and predicted weather. That is an extraordinary statement from the agency managing this fire. It tells you just how extreme the behavior was. Fire officials also noted something important. This fire continued to grow aggressively after dark, a pattern experts say is becoming more common as overnight temperatures stay warmer and humidity stays lower. Historically, fires slow down at night, but officials say that overnight recovery window is shrinking. The Widemouth 2 fire tripled in size overnight Saturday, and that context matters a great deal for the days ahead. Now let's talk about what the fire has.
Okay, just briefly. It tripled in size between Friday night to Sunday morning. Tripled in size. Winds and wildfire tripled in size overnight.
Done to the communities in that area. Fillmore, a city of about 2,800 people, has mandatory evacuations in effect for the southeastern portions, specifically east of State Route 99 between 500 South and 1,600 South. The smaller community of Kenosha has evacuation orders for areas south of.
And the proper pronunciation for that town is called Kenosha. K-A-N-O-S-C-H. Kenosha, Utah.
300 South, Turkey, Track Lane, and Cemetery Road. And in Meadow, residents east of State Route 133 from Cemetery Road all the way to Reservation Drive are under mandatory evacuation order. An emergency shelter has been established at the old National Guard Armory in Fillmore at 45 West Center Street. The Paiute Indian Tribe of Utah declared a state of emergency at 4:20 inches the morning on Sunday for the Kanosh Band Reservation, directing tribal members to seek shelter in Fillmore. And even the Utah Department of Corrections had to act. 40 inmates from the Millard County Jail were relocated to the Utah State Correctional Facility in Salt Lake City for their safety. In terms of structural damage, and this is remarkable given the fire's size, no structures have been destroyed as of the latest official reports. 0 homes lost, a testament to the work of fire crews, prioritizing structure protection even as the fire grew. However, the agricultural impact has been significant. More than 100 cattle have been confirmed killed in the fire, according to the Millard County Sheriff. 2 firefighters have sustained minor injuries, and Fillmore Mayor Kurt Hare signed a local emergency declaration, as did Millard County as a whole. Now let's talk roads, because if you are driving anywhere in central Utah today, you need to know this. Highway 91 is closed in the fire area. Corn Creek Road near Kenosha is closed, and roads east of 500 West near Meadow.
5 reasons millions of Americans.
Okay, again, I can't let this go. Hold on a second. Why cut out the audio here. Guys, this fire's bad.
Interstate 15 between Kenosha and Fillmore.
Okay, it's Kenosha, Utah, and Fillmore, Utah. Again, this is midway, central Utah. Guys, Interstate 15 goes from downtown San Diego all the way up into including Yellowstone National Park, right alongside the west side of Kenosha, Utah. In the mountains here. These mountains are the Wasatch Mountains in Utah.
Is open, but authorities are asking you to avoid unnecessary travel and keep those lanes clear for emergency vehicles. The Potter's Pond campground is also shut down until further notice. Up in Salt Lake County, Interstate 80 near Parley's Canyon saw closures earlier this week after a separate brush fire ignited right off the roadway. So be aware, fire-related road disruptions are possible statewide, not just in the Widemouth 2 zone. Let's move to the second major active fire, the Black Canyon Fire in San Pete and Emery counties. This fire is currently estimated at around 800 acres with 0% containment, and it has triggered new evacuation orders for a subdivision east of Ephraim. Unfavorable winds in that area have complicated firefighting efforts significantly this week. Now, there is some better news from the other 2 larger fires of the season. The Babylon fire down in San Juan County, 107,189 acres, is now at 95% containment. The Cottonwood fire over in Beaver County, which reached 97,464 acres, is also sitting at 95% contained. And the Johnson Canyon fire up in Box Elder County, about 6,889 acres.
Okay, Box Elder County is in north of Salt Lake City, about, I want to say, 75 miles north of Salt Lake City.
acres is at 65% contained and improving, with Governor Cox confirming crews made good progress there this week. The statewide picture is mixed progress on some fronts, but Widemouth 2 remains a fully active emergency situation. Let's talk about the firefighting effort on that fire specifically. As of August 4th, approximately 420 personnel are assigned to the Widemouth 2 fire. The Great Basin Complex Incident Management Team 2 assumed command at 6 in the morning Tuesday. That is a more advanced team equipped to handle large, complex fire incidents. Firefighters are using what is called a direct and indirect suppression strategy. Direct means actually engaging the fire edge where terrain and conditions allow crews to do so safely. Indirect means building containment lines ahead of the fire's path to stop it before it arrives, rather than fighting it head-on. Air resources, helicopters, and fixed-wing tankers have been flying around the clock, dropping water buckets and heavy fire retardant on the most threatened areas near communities. Carl Hunt, spokesperson for the U.S. Forest Service, said this week, and I am quoting directly, "We're a little thin on resources, but that's the story across the West with the fire activity we've seen. We have orders out for more crews, and when they come available, we're trying to fill those orders." That is the resource reality right now. The Great Basin region's preparedness level is at 4 out of 5, meaning fire activity across Utah, Nevada, and Idaho is straining shared resources simultaneously. On the funding side, FEMA has approved a fire management assistance grant for Utah, meaning the federal government will cover 75% of eligible firefighting costs for the state. That covers everything from personnel mobilization to equipment, field camps, tools, and supplies. And I want to take a moment here to acknowledge a very painful chapter from earlier in this season. Back in June, 4 members of a specialized heli-attack crew and aerial firefighting team were killed on the Utah-Colorado border in what is called a burnover incident.
Let me introduce you to the new.
Okay. Again, I can't let the audio move here, but we'll get back to this report and just have a shake here.
Fire overtakes crew members before they can reach safety.
This is the fire they're talking about that was at the Utah-Colorado border that ended up killing 4 people, 4 firefighters. 3 died on the scene that day, and another died a month later in Utah.
Emily Barker, 38, Nick Hutcherson, 27, Nathan Matthews, 43, and Sydney Watson, 27. 4 people who gave their lives fighting to protect Utah's communities and landscapes. A 5th crew member survived but was hospitalized with serious burn injuries. Their sacrifice is part of the context for every decision being made out in the field right now. All right, let's shift to the forecast. And this is where I need your full attention, especially if you are anywhere in central or northern Utah over the next 72 hours. This forecast is based on data from the National Weather Service office in Salt Lake City, updated at 12:31 a.m. Mountain Time today, specifically for the Fillmore area and Millard County. Today, Wednesday, August 5th, the NWS forecast for Fillmore shows areas of smoke, sunny skies, and a high near 97 degrees Fahrenheit with light and variable winds.
Okay, did you hear that? 95 degrees with light variable winds. That means these winds are going to push the fire even longer and larger. Okay, this weekend, light variable winds and 95 degrees Fahrenheit, low humidity. That spells disaster continuing in Utah.
Overnight lows will be around 67 degrees with widespread smoke expected mainly between midnight and 3 a.m. Up along the Wasatch Front, the NWS is showing highs around 90 degrees today for Salt Lake City. There is a meaningful temperature difference between the Wasatch Front and the fire zone. To the south, do not let today's Salt Lake numbers give you a false sense of comfort. Moving into Thursday, August 6th, the NWS forecast for Fillmore shows patchy smoke, sunny and hot conditions with a high near 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Red flag warnings remain active across multiple zones as issued by NWS.
Okay, again, red flag warnings mean that there are conditions present that could spell disaster, meaning low humidity, windy conditions, and very hot conditions as well. Hot conditions, low humidity, and wind. That can spell disaster, especially if there's already a fire going. Again, do not ever park a moving hot vehicle or a hot vehicle that's just been on the road for a while, then you pull over in the weeds. Don't do it. Don't get anywhere near vegetation at all. Make sure your car is not anywhere near vegetation at all. Don't flick cigarettes and burning material out of your car. Don't flick butts from your cigarettes when you're walking along the ground. Don't do it. You will be arrested. Red flag warnings are present.
NWS Salt Lake City, including the San Rafael Swell, Manti National Forest, Tavaputs Plateau, and the western Uintah Basin. Those warnings specify winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 to 50 miles per hour and relative humidity as low as 5 to 6%.
Low humidity, 5 to 6%, guys. That's bad for these fires. That means these fires are going to spread even more.
Those are extreme fire weather values. Any new ignition under those conditions would spread rapidly. Now, and this is the part I really want you to pay attention to. Here comes the weekend. Friday, August 8th through Saturday, August 9th, the NWS is forecasting sunny and hot conditions for Fillmore with highs near 101 degrees Fahrenheit both days. That is on top of already extremely dry and stressed fuels across the entire fire zone. Down in Street George and southern Utah.
Okay, it's not Street George, it's St. George. St. George. This may have been an AI report. This could have been a computerized report. Okay? St. George, Utah is the southernmost city in Utah. About 100,000 people live in St. George, Utah.
According to KSL's NWS source forecast, temperatures are expected near 110 degrees Fahrenheit through the weekend. Here is the critical atmospheric setup for this weekend that fire meteorologists are watching closely. A high-pressure system has been parked over the Four Corners region. That is where Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico meet. And that high has been blocking monsoonal moisture from pushing into the state. Meanwhile, a low-pressure system to the north has been pushing some cooler air southward, but it is also funneling wildfire smoke from Oregon and Washington into northern Utah's airspace. The NWS in Salt Lake City confirms smoke impacts will continue through at least Wednesday. For the weekend, NWS issued red flag warnings are expected across multiple regions of the state, with southwesterly winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour and gusts reaching 40 to 50 miles per hour in the most exposed areas. That is the same wind pattern that drove this fire 9 miles north in a single night fire.
If you attempted that in watercolor, it...
Okay. Again, I can't let this go. Hold on a second.
Aware of that threat. Fillmore Mayor Hare's biggest current concern is the drainage areas leading up to Mount Catherine, where a significant portion of the watershed has already burned. That is a long-term water supply issue that will extend well beyond this fire emergency and affect the community for years to come. Now, is there any good news on the horizon? The NWS 7-day forecast for Fillmore shows a
NWS is the National Weather Service, by the way.
Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms beginning Saturday night and extending through next week. That is a signal that monsoonal moisture may begin returning to the southern Utah mountains. However, and this is a critical distinction, fire meteorologists always make early monsoon moisture in extremely dry conditions often produces dry thunderstorms. Dry thunderstorms mean lightning reaches the ground without measurable rainfall, and under these drought conditions, that is one of the most dangerous scenarios possible. Dry lightning can start new fires, even as storm clouds build overhead and people assume the rains have arrived, so watch this situation carefully. The National Interagency Coordination Center confirms above normal fire potential for central and northern Utah through the entire month of August, monsoon or not. If you are in Utah right now, here is what the National Weather Service and Utah fire officials recommend. Follow all fire restrictions without exception. Any spark right now, any spark at all, can become the next emergency under these conditions. Governor Cox said it directly. The best way to support these crews is by preventing new fires. Please avoid anything that could create a spark. Sign up for emergency alerts in your county and know your evacuation zone before you need it. Have a go bag ready, medicines, important documents, phone charger, water, and supplies for your pets. Make arrangements now for livestock, and if officials order an evacuation, go immediately. The Widemouth 2 fire moved 9 miles in a single night. There is no time to wait and see. Monitor NWS air quality alerts if you are in the smoke impact zone, particularly northern Utah, the Salt Lake and Utah valleys, and parts of southwest Utah. Limit your outdoor exposure if you have any respiratory conditions. The smoke is a documented public health concern right now. For drivers, check Utah DOT road conditions before heading onto I-15 through central Utah or any state highways in Millard, San Pete, or Emery counties. Conditions are changing rapidly and closures can go into effect with very little notice. All right, let me bring this together for you. Utah is dealing with one of the worst wildfire seasons in its recorded history, second or third worst on record, with 474,000 acres burned across 755 fires. Communities have been evacuated. 420 firefighters are assigned to a single fire that remains 0% contained, and resources are stretched thin across the entire region. And the National Weather Service is forecasting triple-digit heat and high winds this weekend that will challenge every containment line crews have built. This is absolutely a developing situation. As new NWS forecasts and official fire updates are issued, I will be here with updated information. If this video was helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and...
Okay. This briefing was given to us by Severe Weather USA. I believe this may have been an AI report, but I wanted to put it out because this report has a lot of great information for everybody. I wanted everybody to be able to hear this report. It's important. It's important not just for the citizens and residents of Utah, but for everybody that's even going to get near Utah during the next 3 to 5 days. This is very important information. Next, guys, I'm going to go to a report from KSL News in Salt Lake City, Utah. I show you what they are reporting here. And again, it's important. Please watch this report.
And we're going to start today again on Firewatch. This has been a huge concern for the entire state. So this year has already been one of the wildfire record books.
And we got the numbers. The University of Utah just released new research on what we've burned so far, and the number is staggering. KSL's Maddie Vollmer has more on what experts say this means for the rest of our summer.
We've seen burn scar like this across the entire state, and we're only halfway through Utah's wildfire season, and we're already breaking records. University of Utah researchers say this year's fires have burned more wooded and forested land than ever before.
We're focusing in on those woodland environments at mid-elevations and forested environments at the upper elevations. And so far we've seen 4, maybe 5 fires so far this season that are, any one of them would be historic.
Much of that damage came from the Babylon, Cottonwood, and Widemouth 2 fires.
We have set a record in 2026 for total acres burned in 2 of our vegetation types that are populated by trees, and these are woodlands and forest.
Researchers say the concern now is what's still ahead.
Definitely concerned about the southern and central Utah, where we've had so many fires already this year. But I'm also concerned about northern Utah, where higher elevations have largely escaped having too many fires.
Overall, Utah hasn't broken its total acreage record yet. But when it comes to trees and forests, this year is already unlike anything the state has seen before.
For the first time, Utah has had 3 fires that have burned more than 80,000 acres of vegetation. And to put that number in context, there have only been a total of 10 fires since 1986 that have burned that much vegetation in Utah.
Researchers say with plenty of fire season still ahead, it's important for Utahns to stay prepared and help prevent human-caused fires. While we've already broken records in this wildfire season, experts say that they are still concerned that more fires will appear. Reporting at the University of Utah for KSL 5, I'm Maddie Vollmer.
Okay. That's all, not just Utah, guys. We can't just say this is in Utah. Fires are raging all over the Midwest, all over the West Coast of the United States, and all over Spain, and also, not just that, guys, but France as well. Spain, France, all over Europe, and all over the place, guys. This is important. I don't want to de-emphasize
these autofocus classes are literally indestructible,
This is very, very important. Sorry about that interruption. This information is very important for everybody in the Western United States, in the Midwest, and throughout the entire United States, also in Europe. Again, Spain and France have been facing wildfires for the past week. Heavy-duty wildfires for the past week, and they are burning wild right now. Out-of-control wildfires in Spain and France. One more report about Washington, the Spokane fire. This is a briefing from my friends in Spokane as of this morning. This fire chief has a lot to report here. Please pay attention to this report.
So right now we've had great progress over the last 24 hours. No movement on the fires, and the crews have been doing fantastic work, both day and night shift. We have control lines around all three fires, and we actually have some containment on those fires. So right now, the Autumn Lane fire is sitting at 13% containment, and the Old Trails fire is sitting at 13% containment, and the Fairview fire is at 5% containment.
Okay, let's talk numbers. How much personnel do you have here?
Right now, we're a little over 1,300 resources here, firefighters, command staff, expected to grow to a little over 2,000 by the end of the week.
Okay. And what does their shift look like for people on the front line?
Yeah, our firefighters are working 16-hour shifts. So they get up in the morning, they're getting something to eat, they're getting their daily briefing, getting their supplies for the day, their assignment, and they're out on the lines. And they're working hard all day long, suppressing this fire with our tactics and strategy. And then it's back in for some dinner and bedtime and start all over again the next day.
Talk about, I think I heard this the camp may be moving to the fairgrounds.
Yeah, so right now, the high school here has been fantastic, but we're outgrowing it with the number of people we have. So we will be moving to the county fairgrounds, and that will be happening as the day goes on and through tomorrow.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about J.K. Boots, if you can, cover that.
Yeah, we have a local vendor here, J.K. Boots. They've been here supporting the firefighters, replacing worn out and torn up boots. And it's my understanding that all their stores around the county today, all their profits will be donated back to the communities that have been affected by this.
Obviously, boots are just one part of a firefighter's gear. How important are boots?
Well, boots are extremely important. You know, that's a lot of our firefighters. We hike to get to a lot of our fires, so we put a lot of miles on those boots. And you could probably go over there and see some of the boots that were turned in, and you can see just how hard and fast our guys go.
Talk about a little bit about the forecast for this weekend. What are we expecting?
Yeah, right now we have favorable weather the next couple days, so we're going to continue full force with that and set ourselves up for success. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got some weather coming in. Temperatures are going to go up, relative humidity are going to go down, and the wind's going to increase. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're set up for success there.
Between now and then, will you be modifying your forward attack?
No, our tactics and strategies are going to remain the same, and we're going to continue to go full force over these next few days. Oh, and the days beyond that. But the next few days are going to be critical so that we're set up for success for when this weather comes in.
Okay. Tom, that's all I need for today.
I talk about drones real quick?
Yes, please.
So another successful thing we had.
Okay, please pay attention to this part of the report about drones. Do not fly a drone into a fire region. Do not fly a drone into a fire region. Listen to this.
Yesterday, 0 drone incursions over the fire. Outstanding. We were able to keep our aerial assets up all day long. Another element of why we were so successful. So just want to say thank you to the public, and just remind them that we do have a federal FBI task force here. They have been authorized to bring drones down now if they are over the area. They have 4 radar systems set up around the perimeter, so please give us the grace to let us do our jobs. And thank you again. 0 drone incursions yesterday.
Tile Survive has to be one of the...
Okay, I'm not going to let this ad go through here. Let me turn off the volume. I'll bring this report back to you because there's still a lot of good information here for us.
Just minutes away from a press conference with Spokane County and city leaders talking about disaster assistance relief. As we wait, though, let's get a look at the latest evacuations. This is the Spokane evacuation map for Spokane County. Still a large area under level 3 go now evacuations overnight. Crews did downgrade several evacuation orders for the Old Trails in Fairview fires. Now, looking at the Stevens County side of the fire, again, still a large large red area there with those go now evacuations. If you would like a more detailed look at the evacuations, we have links to these maps on our website at crem.com. And altogether, the Spokane area fires have burned more than 10,500 acres. Let's look at the specifics between the two fires. Crews are still working to stop progress on. We do have updated containment numbers today for the Old Trails fire on the northwest side of Spokane. That fire now 13% contained. And this is the first we're hearing about containment today. That news came this morning. Now, it has burned more than 3,600 acres. Fire officials were sounding optimistic this morning at their briefing meeting they have daily before day crews go out to those fires, and they just sound more positive than we've ever heard before. So exciting there. Now, the Autumn Lane fire up in the 9 Mile area is the largest of the three. It's burned about 5,800 acres. The fire also 13% contained as of this morning. Emergency services are asking for people to stay off Rudder Parkway. And the man accused of intentionally setting the Old Trails fire faced a judge for the first time on a felony arson charge. Deputies arrested 37-year-old Aaron Farinacci Monday night after he was found with waterproof matches and a butane lighter. Now, records show he's already a convicted felon. He served 12 years in prison in Arizona for manslaughter and aggravated assault in the 2010 killing of his father.
I can't believe how evil people can be. That should never happen. There's over 700 people lost their homes. They need to just put them away. Like that shouldn't even exist.
Okay. Again, a man was arrested. He was already a convicted felon. A convicted felon, guys. A liberal judge let him out of prison, and he redid it again. He's back in custody, and this time he probably will never see the daylight out of a prison again. This fire has burned over 700 homes. 700 homes. About 10,000 people without home. That's pretty poor.
A heartfelt interview right there. We have more on his previous felony conviction on our website at crem.com. We do know the judge set Farinacci's bail at $1 million. His arraignment is set for tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, does anybody have any questions about the Utah or the Spokane fires at this point in time? I'm happy to take all questions about any of the fires at all. My buddy Arnold is here. We appreciate Arnold being here. He's a dear friend of mine from Alberta, Canada. He's had his share of floods and fires in the past. This year, he's dealing with a lot of flood waters because they've had a lot of storms pass over southwestern Canada, and Alberta got the worst of it. Thank you for being here, Arnold. We appreciate you here a lot. My dear friend Linda Covington is also here, guys. Linda Covington has helped us a lot over the years. We appreciate her here. She recently, I covered this at the end of our program last night. She sent us a little kit for Carol and I. Okay, she sent us some Swedish fish here. She also sent us 4 small wooden grills to grill meat on. Portable wooden grills to grill meat on. Now, what is special about this? We cannot own a grill here in our apartment. Of course, you can't use it inside the apartment, but you have to grill outside. We cannot have an active fire outside. However, these portable grills will allow us to grill outside without any problem. So, Linda, I want to thank you for that. Okay. Also, Aubrey. I haven't seen Aubrey here today. She's been here in the past. She'll probably join us toward the end of this program. I want to thank her also here because she's also helped us. She sent us a donation I'll pick up at Walgreens pharmacy later this evening. Thank you, Aubrey, for that as well. We want to thank everybody who's also helped us with either super chats or who will help us with super chats tonight. I have set a goal for the next 30 minutes. If we get at least 10 $5 or more super chats, at least 10 $5 or more super chats, I'll hold a special question answer session for everybody. Hold a special question answer session for everybody. So please, guys, please get in your donations to our Super Chats today. Also, down, scrolling across the bottom of your screen here, you see 2 PayPal locations here. You see a Venmo location. That's not working as yet. I may well take it down very soon. But you can donate to our PayPal locations to help keep this program in the air. Our costs keep going up. Our costs keep going up to broadcast this program. We'd appreciate your support also. Also, you see our email address, rltnspdema@gmail.com. You see that, guys? You can go there and leave your comments for us, your questions. You can also leave us ideas what you want to see on this program, as well as considerations that you don't want to see. Send us to our email. Again, rltnspdema@gmail.com. Second, you see our hard postal service address, 504 Bethel Road, box 401. Morganton, North Carolina. The zip code here is 28655. We appreciate that as well so much, guys. Thank you for that. H just sent us a $5 super chat. Thank you for that. We appreciate that so much. I just gave you an EMA sticker in your super chat and give you a thumbs up as well. Thank you for that. We appreciate your donations here. Thank you very much. Do you guys have any questions about the fires either in Utah, Idaho, or Washington? Yes, there are fires in Idaho as well. Up around Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, more wildland fires there. I have friends there, moved to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area, just south of Coeur d'Alene. They used to live in the Spokane, Seattle, Washington area. He was a cop there. He moved to Idaho with his family, and they have wildfires surrounding them in Idaho. Idaho has wildfires as well. All over the western part of the United States, also central United States has wildfires. Everybody has wildfires, guys. Here on the East Coast, Linda Covington said a little bit ago, we have heavy rain, sometimes thunderstorms. We had thunderstorms rolling from last night all the way to this afternoon until about 2:30 this afternoon. At 2:30 this afternoon, the thunderstorms lit up. We had a period of sunshine, and now it's clouding up again. We may very well have more thunderstorms and rain this afternoon and tonight. It's going to happen. But we appreciate everybody's support. We did not go on the air last night because of thunderstorms and things that were going on. But we appreciate everybody being here with us today. Again, do we have any questions about what's going on with the weather and wildfires? Happy to answer any questions. Sleeping Boat can just report a 5.2 large earthquake in Papua, Indonesia today, or Papua New Guinea. Okay? Papua, Indonesia has also had large moderate earthquakes. Moderate being 4.0 to 4.9 earthquakes. Also, Arnold, my buddy Arnold, who's one of my mods here and one of my dearest friends, he said all platforms are censorship oriented, including YouTube. YouTube censors us all the time. Okay? That makes it very hard for people that are looking for the truth to find the truth. Arnold, thank you for that. We appreciate you giving us that information. Appreciate it a lot. Okay? Arnold's a very dear friend of mine. I want to thank you for that. Somehow, Arnold got taken off as a moderator. I had him on this program as a moderator. He's now a moderator again. I just made him moderator again. I noticed that they had taken him off as a moderator. I put him back up. Okay? This channel is all about truth. Finding truth and seeking the truth. We come on the air and give you good information so you know what's happening. Okay? That's what we want to do, is put out information to make it more convenient for people to have what they need, to make decisions for you and your family. Now, as that one report from Severe Weather USA said, that they recommend everybody being prepared. They recommend everybody being prepared, meaning preparedness kits. Planning and emergency preparedness kits, guys. We need talk about this again on Friday, and that's what we're going to do on Friday. Being prepared and having emergency preparedness kits, including IDs. Make copies of all your identification cards, all your birth certificates, all of your insurance certificates, all of them. Your titles to your home, your titles to your car, titles, everything. Put that in a separate plastic bag in your emergency preparedness kit. Put your IDs in another bag. Put your medical information in another bag, including vaccination information. Put that in a bag labeled medical. That way you can find it. Okay? Each of your information packets should be labeled and put in your preparedness kit. That way you have that information at the drop of a hat. Okay? Make sure you have that. It's very, very important. Okay? Got another $50 donation from Heidi Petrick, it looks like. Heidi, thank you for that. We appreciate it. She just gave us a $50 super chat here as well. Thanks for that, Heidi. God bless you. I just gave you another EMA sticker and another thumbs up on your super chat. God bless you for that. As I said, any more information about or any more questions about fires or weather in the Western United States, either Washington, Oregon, or even in Utah. While we're speaking about Washington, Oregon, I want to give you some more information here. Wildfires. Wildfires. Guess what? When you have wildfires, guess what happens? You have horrible air quality. Horrible air quality here. Let's look at Portland. Portland air quality this morning is the worst air quality in the world. Portland, Oregon has worst air quality in the world, but not to be outdone. Guess what? Look at air quality throughout the Pacific Northwest, Washington and Oregon. Worst air quality in the world, guys. It's bad because of those fires. Smoke, particulates, and other pollution are bad during these air quality situations. Be very careful. Be very careful. Those people, including senior citizens, children, and people who have respiratory problems, please stay indoors and keep your windows closed. Please stay indoors and keep your windows closed and keep your air conditioning on. Okay? Don't be in a very tight air situation. Don't be in a tight air situation. Keep your air conditioning off. That'll make the situation worse. As they report on these broadcasts we just played for you, they're going to have temperatures above 90 degrees, upwards of 105. 90 to upwards of 105 degrees between now and this weekend. Be safe out there. Stay cool. Stay cool. Drink plenty of fluids. Drink plenty of fluids, guys. Stay hydrated. I want to thank my buddy Surgery for being here. He's one of my dearest friends also from Utah. I met him when I lived in Utah. He's become one of my dearest friends here. Thank you for that. Unreal. Okay, guys, let's take a look at earthquakes. Let's take a look at earthquakes, guys. We talk about earthquakes all the time. We're going to spend some time on earthquakes tonight. I'm going to take down our EMA banner here. I'm going to take down our webcam as well for the time being. Let's look at earthquakes here over south of the Philippines. South of the Philippines here, guys. Look what we have here. More earthquakes. More earthquakes. Just about a month ago, we had a 7.4 earthquake right here, just off the southwest coast of Mindanao, Philippines. Mindanao, Philippines is this largest island in the Philippines, which is also the southernmost largest island in the Philippines. 7.4 earthquake right here. Today, we had another 7.0 earthquake right here. Right here, guys. Another 7.0 earthquake hit right here. USGS almost immediately downgraded to a 6.3. Downgraded it to a 6.3. Nearly a full magnitude downgrade. Again, they don't want anybody to know exactly how strong these earthquakes are. This was a major 7.0 earthquake. Major 7.0 earthquake. But you would not know it by looking at the USGS study guide. The back seismologist study page. They continue to doctor it. Why? Because they want to have the last say as how strong these earthquakes are, so we won't know exactly how strong they are. And when a strong earthquake hits, oh, we didn't realize that. We didn't realize that. Oh, we're so sorry we had those earthquakes. Okay? Very, very poor situation, USGS. EMA, Emergency Management Associates, is not going to let you get away with it. This 6.3 was a 7.0 earthquake this morning. This happened at approximately 5:06 a.m. this morning, Eastern Time, here in the United States. Okay, this happened about 4:06 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday afternoon. 7.0 earthquake. Along with it, this is a 5.2 large earthquake. This is another 5.1 large earthquake. These are out in the open waters of the Philippine Sea. Open waters of the Philippine Sea. None of this information, none of this earthquake seismic information made it over the mainland. None of the seismic waves made it to the mainland. The Philippine Sea waters absorb the shock waves from these quakes. This earthquake here is a 4.4 moderate quake. This earthquake is a 4.8 moderate earthquake. This is a 4.9, 5.0 large earthquake. This earthquake is another 4.8 moderate earthquake. This earthquake right here is a 5.0 moderate earthquake. And this earthquake is another 4.6 moderate earthquake here. Okay? Every one of these earthquakes, they say, is south of Sarangani, Philippines. They're right. Sarangani, Philippines is this island just south of Mindanao, Philippines. It's a cigar-shaped island. But Balut Island right here, almost round island right here, it's just, these earthquakes are more south of that island, not south of Mindanao, south of Sarangani, Philippines. They're more south of Balut Island, this round island right here. Earthquakes should continue to hit here. Lots and lots of earthquakes. Now, we go down here into Indonesia. This was a 4.7 moderate earthquake here, near Baitung, Indonesia, north central Indonesia. This is a 5.3 large earthquake here, near Tobelo, Indonesia. Again, it's out in the open waters here. Out in the open waters here. 62 kilometers west of Tobelo, Indonesia. I don't think anybody felt this earthquake at all. Tobelo, Indonesia is over here on the east side of this island. Nobody here felt this earthquake at all. It's out in the ocean waters here. Nobody felt this earthquake at all. Let's back this out some more. Out here also is a 4.7. Also out in the sea here, the Seram Sea. Further here to the south, in the Banda Sea here, is another 5.0 large earthquake here. 5.0 large earthquake here. Again, look at where these earthquakes are. This earthquake is over here on the edge of the plate here. This red line you see here just south of this earthquake is the edge of the plate. Edge of the plate here. We're talking 7 tectonic plates moving here. 7 tectonic plates moving here. As far east as Tonga, Samoa, And New Zealand, including Australia, Fiji, going over here in Vanuatu, south over here into the western part of the Legacy Islands here, the Solomon Islands here to the north, and even over here into Papua New Guinea, where we have another earthquake here on land in the mountainous section of Papua New Guinea. This is another large 5.2 earthquake. Large 5.2 earthquake northwest of this settlement people here. People did feel this earthquake, guys. People did feel this 5.3, 5.2 large earthquake here. Okay? People down here felt this earthquake all over this area. All over this area. Guys, they happen. These earthquakes happen. But again, USGS does not tell us the whole truth about all the earthquakes that happen in this area. There are 52 earthquakes here in Indonesia today. 52. USGS has only shown us 4 earthquakes here. 4 earthquakes either in Indonesia or Papua New Guinea. 52 earthquakes here, guys. USGS is not doing their job. Plain and simple. I want to go over here to Myanmar. This is a new 4.8 earthquake here in Monmoi, Myanmar, or what they call Burma. This is also on the edge of the plate here, as you can see. The plate comes here out of Indonesia, goes over to the west side of Myanmar, Burma area here, and up into India here, and up here into the Himalaya Mountains. We have another earthquake here in the Himalaya Mountains. Again, on the edge of the plate here, you can see it here. This is another large 5.0 earthquake. All this energy is going to go up from Myanmar, India area, all the way up here into the Himalaya Mountains. Just this 5.0 earthquake is going to creep west along the Himalaya mountain range over here to Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan here. Okay, that's what happens. Today over here in western Iran. Now I want to say this. This earthquake is a 4.2 earthquake. Okay, near Karachi, Iran. Now guys, I have a feeling this was a BOMB. This 4.2 moderate earthquake may have been a BOMB here. And you all know why. Now, let's back out here. You don't see any more earthquakes all over Europe. There are over 1,000 earthquakes here in Europe that USGS is not telling us about. 1,000 earthquakes all over Europe that USGS is not telling us about. They never do. Let's go down here in the Tonga, Fiji region down here. We have an earthquake here in the Kermadec Islands area. South of the Kermadec Islands area, guys. This is a 6.3 very strong earthquake. 6.3 very strong earthquake. Now, this earthquake is also another edge of the plate here. This time, the edge of the plate comes out of Fiji. Guys. You can see here clearly. One comes out of Tonga, one comes out of Fiji. 6.3 earthquake south of the Kermadec Islands, north of the North Island of New Zealand. USGS is not showing any earthquakes in New Zealand at all. That's a fallacy. There are 32 earthquakes on the North and South Island of New Zealand. 32 earthquakes. Most of those earthquakes are 2.0, 2.9, 3.0, 3.9. small earthquakes, small earthquakes. Down here south of New Zealand, this is another large 5.2 earthquake here. 5.2 earthquake here. Okay, Auckland Islands, New Zealand region. Auckland Islands, New Zealand region. South of New Zealand here. South of New Zealand here. 5.2 earthquake here. Okay. Then, just so I can tell you this, down here in the South Pacific, guys, here in the South Pacific, this is where all earthquakes originate. All earthquakes worldwide originate from the south part of the South Pacific Islands, way down here in the south. Also down here in the South Pacific area here, southwest of South America, southeast of New Zealand, Tonga, Samoa region, down here coming out of the mantle of the earth. We have a huge magma plume here, a huge magma plume. The magma plume that originates from the mantle of the earth here supplies all the magma to all the volcanoes worldwide. The magma plume here supplies all the magma for all the volcanoes worldwide. Okay? Now, I want to go over here to central Chile. Central Chile here. We have 11 earthquakes here. The USGS is not showing us. 11 earthquakes. 3.0 to 3.9 and 4.2 to 4.6 earthquakes here in central Chile. I should say central Chile, western Argentina. Going up here to the north. Northern Chile, these are all Chilean earthquakes. 18 earthquakes here in northern Chile. Ranging in size from 3.4 to 3.9 and 4.5 to 4.7 in magnitude, meaning small and moderate earthquakes here in northern Chile. For a total of 28 earthquakes in Chile and Argentina. 28 earthquakes here in Chile, Argentina, with the greater majority of those in northern Chile. That's normal. Then we go up here to northern Peru, over here on the eastern side of the Andes Mountains. This is a 4.1 moderate earthquake here. In the farmland region in the foothills of the Andes Mountains here. A 4.1 earthquake here. 26 kilometers west of San Jose de Sisa, Peru. Okay? Yes, people felt it. People in this region felt it, guys. Moderate earthquakes. Moderate earthquakes can cause books and knickknacks to fall off the shelves, plates, glasses, cups, bowls, rattling around in cupboards. If they don't have locks on the cupboard cabinets, then all that stuff falls on the ground. Rattles around and falls on the ground, causing even more damage. That's why I say it's so important to make sure all your cupboards are secured. Make sure your cupboard doors are secured, guys. Over here, these people don't have a lot of money. Unless 11 major cities, they don't have a lot of money. These people felt this 4.1 earthquake in about the general 100-mile vicinity, in the general 100-mile area around this earthquake. 4.1 earthquake right here. Going north here. USGS is not showing any earthquakes in Ecuador. There's a 4.6 earthquake in northern Ecuador here. Going up here into Colombia. There are 18 earthquakes here in Colombia. 18 earthquakes here in Colombia. Up here in Venezuela. There are 24 earthquakes here in Venezuela. Right and around this area here, right around Caracas, Venezuela here, and further to the southeast right here. That's a lot of earthquakes. They range in size from 1.2, 1.6, 1.7 tremors. Minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.9. Small earthquakes 3.0, 3.6 earthquakes here in the northern Venezuela region. All of these earthquakes in Venezuela are aftershocks of two major earthquakes that hit here over a month ago. Here in Venezuela, guys, they're still trying to recover bodies from the major earthquakes that hit here over a month ago. The same thing in the Philippines. They're still attempting to retrieve bodies out of rubble of those earthquakes. Going over here into Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, guys. Down here in southwestern Puerto Rico. You see 4 or 5 earthquakes here. Guys, is a 2.1 minor earthquake here. 2.1 minor earthquake here. Okay? This is a 2.2 minor earthquake here. Guanica, Puerto Rico. Guanica, Puerto Rico here, guys. This is a 2.0 earthquake here as well. Going up here to the north. This is still southwestern Puerto Rico here, guys. This is a 2.3 earthquake here. Near Liberio, Necron, Torres. Near Liberio, Necron, Torres, Puerto Rico. 2.3 minor earthquake here. Down here is southwest here. A 2.0 earthquake here. A mile and a half east of La Porguera, Puerto Rico. A mile and a half east of La Porguera, Puerto Rico. Here's where we had two 8.0 and 8.4 earthquake here on December 26th, December 28th, 2019. We're still seeing aftershocks here 7 years later. 7 years later, guys. That's what happens when you have major earthquakes such as this. Always happens. Up here north of the Mona Passage here, the body of water between the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, we have a 3.1 earthquake here. 3.1 earthquake here. Okay? Let's back out here. Today we don't see any earthquakes in the Dominican Republic. We don't see any earthquakes in Cuba. And they're not showing less much of anything here in Central America. However, there are 18 earthquakes here in Central America, 18 of them. 18 of them. Down here south of Panama, this is a large 5.1 earthquake here. The other earthquakes here range in size from 2.0 on up to 3.9 here in Central America. Panama, Costa Rica, San Salvador, Nicaragua, and Guatemala. Between the northern border of Guatemala, all the way up here to Puerto Vallarta, there are 42 earthquakes here. 42 earthquakes here, ranging in size from 3.0 to 4.6 in magnitude. 42 earthquakes here in southern Mexico. Southern Mexico by itself. Again, USGS does not want to see it. Doesn't show it. Doesn't show it. These earthquakes that you see here in Texas, these are all fracking oil and gas earthquakes. Fracking oil and gas earthquakes. There are no major or large earthquakes here in Texas at all. No major large earthquakes here in Texas at all. Over here in central west Texas, this is a 0.8 microquake. A 0.8 microquake. This is a 1.4 tremor here. Right next to it is a 2.3 minor earthquake. 2.3 minor earthquake. These are all oil and gas fracking earthquakes. Let's zoom in here, especially on this earthquake here. Look at the plots here, guys. Look at these areas that appear to be bare land. These aren't bare land, guys. This isn't bare land at all. These are oil and gas plots here. Oil and gas plots. If they don't presently have oil and gas pumps and jacks on them, they still have oil and gas drill points here. Holes in the ground where they were drilling oil at one time. Exploratory holes. Why are we having earthquakes then? The simple reason is this. Seismic energy comes from the Pacific Plate over here on the North American Plate. It comes here seeking out either natural earthquake faults or man-made earthquake faults. These drill points here are man-made earthquake faults. Man-made earthquake faults. When the seismic energy hits one of these earthquake faults, guess what? Guess what happens here? It fractures the rock inside the earthquake fault and it causes earth movement. In this case, a 2.1 earthquake here. 2.1 earthquake here. There are all kinds of earthquakes here in western Texas. All of these earthquakes are oil and gas fracking earthquakes, including over here. Including over here. This is a 1.7 tremor here. This is 1.6 tremor here. This is 1.0 tremor here. This is 1.7 tremor here. Oil and gas fracking earthquakes here. All over here, guys. Literally all over here. Okay? I show you these earthquakes near Midland, Texas. Oil and gas fracking earthquakes. 2.39 earthquake here. 11 kilometers south of Fort Sun, Texas. 1.4 here. 16 kilometers east-northeast of Garden, Texas. Garden, Texas. This is 1.7 tremor near Fort Sun, Texas again. Let's go up into Oklahoma. We have some earthquakes here in Oklahoma. We have our EMA family members here in Oklahoma. They've been telling me also USGS has not been reporting all the earthquakes here. I understand they've told me that we have 28 earthquakes here in Oklahoma. 28 earthquakes here. Some of those earthquakes are felt no matter what USGS says. This is a 1.4 tremor here near Bison, Oklahoma. Bison, Oklahoma. Now, guys, this is the first time I've seen an earthquake here in Bison, Oklahoma. Let's take a look at it. Take a look at it. Just south of this earthquake here. Remember, this is a 1.4 tremor. 1.4. South of this earthquake. South of this earthquake, guys, is an oil and gas plot here. That's an oil and gas plot. This also is an oil and gas plot. And I think in this one, you can see pumps and jacks here. Also storage tanks to the bottom, to the south of that plot here. Over here to the east, another oil and gas plot right here. And you can also see pumps and jacks clearly from this angle here. Oil and gas earthquake, guys. Oil and gas earthquake. You can back out here, south of Bison. This is Dover, Oklahoma. 1.5 tremor, 12 kilometers east-southeast of Dover. I've not seen earthquakes in Dover before. Let's take a look at it. Look at this, guys. This is right smack dab in the middle of an oil field. Right smack dab in the middle of an oil field. To north here, pumps and jacks here. Active pumps and jacks here, guys. Look at that. Active pumps and jacks. Right here. Just west of that earthquake, we have a pump and jack there. Down here to the south, more pumps and jacks all over the place. This is definitely an oil and gas earthquake. Oil and gas fracking earthquake. Let's back out here some more. Further down here is south, Chickasaw, Oklahoma. We have many earthquakes here near Chickasaw, Oklahoma. Let's take a look at this, guys. We've had many earthquakes here in Chickasaw, Oklahoma. Up here to the northeast, oil and gas plots here. Oil and gas plots. It looks like there's active plot going, active pumps and jacks here. Up here north, more oil and gas plots here. So around here in Dover, Oklahoma, oil and gas fracking earthquakes. Go down to the southeast here. They're calling this a quarry blast, guys. They're calling this a quarry blast. Guess what? This earthquake here, a 1.6 tremor here, it's north of a quarry. It's a mile north of the quarry. It's not a quarry blast at all. It's an earthquake fault. Earthquake, guys. Earthquake. Earthquake, guys. Look at this, guys. That's a pump and jack plot right there. Pump and jack going on right there. There's a pump and jack right there. Pump and jack going right there. And look at this. Okay? We've got a pond here. A pond, a wastewater pond. They inject wastewater down into the hole to extract oil and gas out of the hole. They extract oil and gas out of the shale here. That is an active oil and gas plot right there. Okay? So even here in Chickasaw, Oklahoma, oil and gas fracking earthquakes. Now all over Oklahoma, guys, all over Oklahoma, they have 586,000 pumps and jacks. 586,000 pump and jacks all over Oklahoma. That's one reason why we aren't seeing more earthquakes here, because USGS didn't want to tell us about it. These are oil and gas earthquakes here in Oklahoma. They happen all the time. They happen all the time. Now, I want to go up here, just south of the St. Lawrence Seaway here. We have a tremor up here in Quebec, Canada. Quebec province, Canada. Let me bring up my device here. I'll show you that earthquake here. Okay. I'm going to bring up our webcam here so I can show you where this earthquake is. This is a 0.6 microquake just south of the St. Lawrence Seaway. South of the St. Lawrence Seaway here, guys. USGS sometimes shows us these earthquakes, but today they did not do it. They did not do it. I'm showing you this from my device. Okay, it's called My Earthquake app here on my device here. My Earthquakes app on my device. It's a copy, a map of the European agency's map. Map of the European agency's earthquake map. Okay. I want to go over to Iceland real quick. I want to go over to Iceland here. USGS is not showing us any earthquakes here. This is a joke, guys. This is a joke. Again, USGS wants us to think that nothing ever happens here. Nothing ever happens anywhere. Here in Iceland, Fairfield, Iceland, we have a 2.0 earthquake right there. 2.0 earthquake right there. .0 earthquake right there. Not to be outdone. Not to be outdone here. South of Iceland, on the Mid-Atlantic Fault here, right there. 3 more earthquakes, guys. This is a 2.0 minor earthquake. South of there, another 2.2 minor earthquake. And just south of there, a 2.5 minor earthquake. 2.5 minor earthquake here. These earthquakes here that you see here are going to move into Iceland within the next day or two. Within the next day or two, they're just barely south of Iceland here. Okay? They're going to move into Iceland very soon. They're on the North Mid-Atlantic Fault. As I said before, the Mid-Atlantic Fault is expanding. The Mid-Atlantic Fault is expanding, guys. Why am I saying that? The Mid-Atlantic Fault is going like this from the center of the Mid-Atlantic. It's expanding. It's pushing Europe and Africa in an easterly direction. While at the same time, it's pushing Greenland, Canada, the United States and Mexico, and South America in a southwesterly direction like this. That's what's happening. This is exactly what's happening, guys. Again, we have earthquakes here on the East Coast. USGS didn't show them. We have 3.0 earthquakes here in North Carolina. We have 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here in North Carolina right here. South Carolina, we have 2 other minor earthquakes here. Georgia, we have all kinds of tremors, all kinds of minor, and all kinds of small earthquakes here in Georgia as well. USGS didn't want to show them. Why not? Why not? Also over here on the Nevada Fault, they usually show us 1 or 2 earthquakes a week. They have not shown anything at all this week at all. We have all kinds of earthquakes here on the Nevada Fault. Yes, we have all kinds of tremors, hundreds of tremors up and down the fault. Hundreds of minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. We also have all kinds of small 3.0 to 3.7 earthquakes here on the Nevada Fault today, up and down the entire fault. USGS doesn't want to show them to us. They want to believe, or have us believe, nothing happens here. As I said here before, there are about 100 million people live here up and down the Mid-Atlantic Fault. Or not the Mid-Atlantic, I'm sorry, the Nevada Fault. 100 million people live here, guys. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to get injured. And another 80, 100,000 people are going to get unalived when the Nevada earthquake hits. That's a fact that you can take to the bank. I've been talking about this for the past 3 years. Prior to 3 years ago, all we were having here were tremors. Nothing big at all. Nothing to be worried about at all back then. Now, 3 years later, they're not just tremors, they're not just minor earthquakes, but small 3.0, 3.9, 4.0, 4.6 earthquakes here on the Nevada Fault presently. It's my belief we may actually have at least a 5.0 or larger earthquake here before the end of the year. I believe we're going to have at least a 5.0 or larger earthquake here on the new manifold sometime this year between Illinois on the north and down here into Louisiana on the south. These earthquakes are going to be felt all the way over the eastern seaboard here, and all the way over here to the west, even into New Mexico and Idaho. Large earthquake application here. Large earthquake application here. Why? Why would that earthquake be felt all that distance? Because, guys, the bedrock. The bedrock is going to echo the seismic waves a great long distance. A great long distance. And within the next year and a half, I think we're going to see an 8.0 to 8.5 earthquake hit on the new Fault. I don't want to scare anybody, guys. That's not the purpose of me talking about this. It's not my purpose to scare anybody. I want to tell you about it because you guys deserve to know. Not only do you guys deserve to know, you need to notify your families, you need to notify your friends to watch this channel. I'm going to give you up-to-the-minute information as I get it. As soon as I see it, I'm going to tell you about it. Everyone here needs to be prepared. You need to be prepared. Linda Covington is asking where Devil's Demon Catman lives. He lives in east of England. I'm going to send you a message tonight before I go to bed. I hope he gets it in the morning in England, because right now it's the middle of the night in England. The EMSC is over in northeast of England. I care about him. He's a great friend of mine. We haven't seen him in over 2 months. He got he got burglarized by a bad guy. He got burglarized by a bad guy. He's got PTSD. He has PTSD, guys. Okay? He's also got multiple sclerosis, MS. All that comes to be. Kenzo, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you here. Appreciate you being here. Does anybody have any questions about earthquakes, fires, anything going on? Yesterday evening, we talked about, not yesterday evening, yesterday during the morning, early hours yesterday morning, we had a 3.3 earthquake here on the Blanco fracture zone here in the Pacific Northwest, in the Cascade subduction zone region. A 3.3 earthquake here. Now, guys, during the last week, we've had a 5.0 further south here. We had a 4.3 here, right here. Now 3.3 here today on the Blanco fracture zone. We are going to see more earthquakes here. This is a central part of the Cascade earthquake seismic zone. The Cascade seismic zone, guys. Today here in the southern portion of the Cascade subduction zone, on what they call the Gora Escarpment here. This is a 2.8 minor earthquake here, 54 kilometers west of Petrolia, California, off the coast here, just west of the Triple Junction here. West of Triple Junction here. That seismic zone that you will see running north, almost in a straight line going north, parallel to the coast of California, Oregon, and Washington, that's called the Cascade subduction zone. Over west of the Cascade subduction zone of the coast, we have the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault. Why is that important? One more earthquake here I want to talk about. Two more earthquakes I want to talk about here. This is 1.5 tremor here. San Andreas Fault here. 7 kilometers, 3 miles west-southwest of Petrolia, California. One more earthquake here on the Mendocino Fault. This is a 1.5 tremor here on the Mendocino Fault, Cabello, California. Cabello, California. Let's zoom in here. Yesterday, guys, we had a 4.0 earthquake here. A 4.0 moderate earthquake here near Cabello, California on the Mendocino Fault. Guys, the Mendocino Fault is just an offshoot from the Gorda Escarpment. It's an offshoot from the Gorda Escarpment here. Also, you notice this fault zone here. Now, guys, I don't know I can't say I don't know. I forgot the name of this fault zone, but it runs north of the Hayward Fault. Runs north of the Hayward Fault, coming out of San Francisco, California. Coming out of San Francisco, California, you can see it here. Come north off the Hayward Fault there. Going right up there. Okay. 4.0 yesterday, and today, a 1.5 tremor here. Earthquakes are hitting here, guys. Earthquakes are hitting here. San Francisco Bay Area today, right here. And guys, this is not the first time we've had an earthquake here. This is a quarry. This is a quarry. We have a quarry blast here. Santa Benicia, California. This is a 1.3 quarry blast here. But guys, isn't it ironic? In the northern part of the San Francisco Bay, we have a quarry. I would not have thought that possible. Why did I not think it's possible? Because the outside of the quarry wall here is holding out the San Francisco Bay. I would not want to be mining rock or any kind of ore from a quarry here with the weight of the San Francisco Bay water pushing on the wall of the quarry, which could collapse this quarry. We have a 1.3 tremor here. It's not the first time it's happened. It's been happening here many times. 1.3 tremor here in a quarry at Santa Benicia, California. Just because they say this is the only earthquake here doesn't mean it's so. We've had many other earthquakes here as well. Northeast of Santa Rosa, California. Northeast of Santa Rosa, California, guys. Right here. This is a 1.0 tremor here. 1.0 tremor here. Now you see a swarm of earthquakes right here. You see a swarm of earthquakes here, guys. The swarm of earthquakes is a result of men drilling into the upper magma chambers of a volcano. These earthquakes here that you see are a result of men drilling into the upper magma chambers of the Clear Lake volcano. Earthquakes. Again, why? Because the seismic energy comes off the Pacific plate here, comes over here onto the North American plate, comes over here west of Clear Lake volcano, where men are drilling into the upper magma chambers of the volcano to obtain steam, to power turbines here. And when the seismic energy finds a man-made earthquake fault, man-made drill point, fractures the rock of the drill point, causing earth movement, causing an earthquake. This red circle here is an earthquake. Just happened. This is 0.7 microquake in the geysers facility here. The geyser geothermal facility here. Let's zoom in here. Want to show you something, guys. This earthquake here. Okay, let's zoom in right there. Right here we have a a slide showing one of the terminal facilities here. Showing one of the terminal facilities here. We have 81 turbines in the geysers facility all over Sonoma County, California. 81 turbines all over Sonoma County, California, right here. 81 turbines. Every time we have a drill point here, we have an earthquake. We have an earthquake. We have a small cache of earthquakes right here. Small cache of earthquakes here. Why? Look at this, guys. This is the footprint. This footprint houses the place where they drilled into the upper magma, one of the places where they drilled in the upper magma chambers of a chlorite volcano to obtain steam. When one of those fingers pulls steam from the volcano, they transfer the steam via a PVC pipe running along the roadways here, all the way down here to another boiler facility, another terminal facility here. Guys, this is an 18 terminal facility here, 18 turbines here. The buildings here clean up the steam from the volcano. They take it and run it through the turbines to generate electricity for California Pacific Gas and Electric, and also Southern California Edison, and also Rocky Mountain Power of Utah, and one other energy conglomerate here in California. I don't remember the name of it. 4 energy conglomerates here take energy from the Sonoma County Geysers facility, manufacture electricity here for those energy conglomerates here. Like I said, there's 81 turbines here in this facility. 81 turbines here, guys. This happens all day, every day. All day, every day here, guys. I was just looking for another turbine facility here. There's another facility here. You can't get a clearer picture because they're not allowing me to zoom into this one for whatever reason. There's another turbine facility there. I can't tell if that one's one or not. They're all over here, guys. They're literally all over here. No, not there. There's another one right there. Incredible. Incredible. Any questions about the geysers facility here? This facility has been here for about 35, 40 years. And yes, every day here we have 23 earthquakes every day. Today I think we have 40 of them. I think we may have 40 earthquakes here today. This earthquake here is 1.1 tremor. This is 1.3 tremor here. This earthquake is a 1.4 tremor here. This is 0.8 microquake. This is 0.9 microquake here. As I said, this brand new earthquake just happened here is a 0.7 microquake here. Every day here, guys. Every day. Any questions here, guys? Tomorrow we're going to talk about earthquakes in the Pacific Northwest. You can see we have some here. They're showing us one earthquake down here in southwestern Oregon. This is 1.0 tremor near Pistol River, Oregon. 1.0 tremor here near Pistol River, Oregon, right there. But up here in Washington, we have all kinds of earthquakes here. Okay? North of Mount St. Helens here. 0.91.0 tremor here. They're saying this is 17 kilometers south of Morton, Washington. It's not that far from Mount St. Helens. About a mile and a half northwest of Mount St. Helens. Earthquake here, southwest of Mount Rainier. 0.6 microquake southwest of Mount Rainier here. Again, they don't show this here as southwest Mount Rainier. They say it's 8 kilometers, 4 miles southeast of Ashford, Washington. Stupid. They don't want to name the volcanoes because they want everybody to understand, oh, there's nothing wrong here. Nothing's going to happen. They're not showing any earthquakes, either mountain, either volcano. We have earthquakes here, guys. All kinds of earthquakes. USGS doesn't want to talk about it. Up here to the north, another supposed explosion here. Supposed explosion here, guys. Supposed explosion here. Now, guys, I have a hard time believing this at all. Let's zoom in on it, okay? Right here. This is a semi-forested region here. It looks like they cleared trees out of here. There's no quarry here. No quarry. This is 1.7 tremor here. Interesting. Interesting. Guess what, guys? Guess what? I don't believe it's an explosion here. How about spontaneous combustus carnivorous? An exploding tree. How about an exploding tree here, guys? What do you think about that? Spontaneous combustus carnivorous. An exploding tree. This makes about as much sense as anything else that they've got to say about it. Spontaneous combustus carnivorous. Maybe a marmot here. Maybe a marmot decided he wanted to build a house here in the forest here. Spontaneous combustus carnivorous. An exploding tree. It makes about as much sense as anything else USGS has to say to us. This is not an explosion at all. I don't believe this was an explosion at all. Okay? Just my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents here. Let's go up here just east, just southeast of the Puget Sound. This is 1.1 tremor here. Near Tukwila, Washington. Near Tukwila, Washington, literally. Let's go over to Quilcene, Washington. Okay? On the Olympic Peninsula. This is 1.3 tremor here, 2.5 miles southeast of Quilcene, Washington. 1.3 tremor here. Guys, I can find all kinds of tremors all throughout this area. All throughout Washington and Oregon. I can find minor earthquakes here. Why are they not showing it? Because they want to have plausible deniability. They want to have plausible deniability that it didn't happen. They don't want to show you earthquakes at the volcanoes. They don't want to show you earthquakes at all. They would much rather having not even showing earthquakes at all, not showing any tremors at all. Sometimes they don't show us any tremors here in the Pacific Northwest at all. Like I said, they would have us believe nothing happens here. They would have us believe nothing happens here. Let's go up here. Over here we have an earthquake off of an island that's related to Alaska. Okay? This is Kabunga, Alaska. So this island's Kabunga, Alaska. Now I spent some time last night looking at what's happening here. This is a 3.3 earthquake here north of this island here. North of this island here. Let's take a look at it. Appears nothing's happening here. The name of a small town here. The name of a small town here. That's all fun and good. Look at this runway, guys. Runway. About a 2,000-foot runway here. What's happening here, we don't know. We don't know. But it's not the only place on this island that has a town here. Let's go over here to the east side of this island here. Right here. Guess what? Guess what we have here? Oh, please. Oh, you're kidding me. I spent maybe an hour here last night. I spent about an hour last night looking at this. Now it's not let me show you the other town here. There's another full town right here. I actually believe it's military Air Force town. Okay? So there's two long runways here. There are two long runways here, guys. They're not allowing me to show it to you. Two long runways here. There are no real, I didn't see any cars. I saw maybe 200 homes here. No cars, but about 200 homes here on this island. Unreal. Unreal. Up here, we have another, appears to be a town here. Okay. They have some roadways here. Oh, guess what? I found another airport. Oh, I'll be darned. Another airport right there. Long butthead runway. Long runway. Look at this, guys. Maybe this is a town I looked at last night. All kinds of homes there, guys. All kinds of homes here. I don't see any cars at all. They might have some bicycles or maybe motorcycles here, but there are no cars here at all. None at all. The guys with this long butthead runway, see, there's a feeder line here running to the main runway. It's got to be a military runway because this is at least 2,000, maybe longer runway, maybe 3,000-foot runway. Heavy planes can come in here. And in fact, let me see if I can zoom in here on my device here. I want to show you this because you could actually see the airport here. Look at this, guys. You can actually see a plane sitting here at the airport. Unreal. Unreal. A drug airport, the company says, no, I don't think it's a drug airport. Too long a runway. Any questions, guys? I spent a couple hours yesterday coming up with that. I want to show it to you today. Any questions, guys? Okay, guys, we have some more thunder boomers out here. But before we have these thunder boomers get in full force here, I want to end this program. I want to leave you a thought here. Okay? Coming off of the day before yesterday's program, we talked about our Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ preparing us to live in heaven with Him again. Living in heaven with our families. Okay? Each one of us can be together with our families forever. If your family is a great source of love and joy in your life, it might be hard to imagine heaven without relationships with those people. Part of the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ is that families can be together forever. In the Bible, Jesus Christ Himself gave His 12 apostles priestly authority, promising them that so whatsoever shall be bound on earth shall be bound in heaven. Matthew 18, verse 18. That same authority from God unites and seals husbands and wives and parents and children together for eternity. All of us. Family relationships and circumstances can be complicated here on earth. We don't know exactly how everything will work out in this life, but in the next life we do. In the next life we'll be united together forever. But if we have faith in God's perfect wisdom and His great love for us, and we believe that heaven will be a place for unimaginable joy. Heaven will be a place for unimaginable joy. We can find help through our Savior Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost. Each one of us can find help to strengthen our families. Loving relationships are most likely to be achieved when founded on the principles Jesus Christ taught, such as charity, forgiveness, honesty, gratitude, prayer, and worshiping together. As your family draws closer to God through these habits, you will draw closer to each other, because we believe families are so important, not just in this life, but in the next life as well. May God bless us to help support each one of us to have healthy family relationships on this earth, so we can be a support to our families here and even be a greater support to our families in heaven. May God be with you this day and always. May God be with you till we meet again. If anything happens tonight or tomorrow, we'll be back on the air to tell you about it. As soon as the emergency information comes available, we'll show it to you here on Emergency Management Associates. God be with you until we meet again. We'll be here at the same time tomorrow evening between 4 and 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, Thursday, on Emergency Management Associates. Have a good day, guys. We love you very much. God bless you. We'll see you on the other side. Enjoy your day. God be with you until we meet again. See you soon. Take care, everyone. God bless.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex safety. The vital lessons you can't afford to hoard, So thank you for watching. And thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. And Heidi, thank you for your donation to us tonight. God bless. See you on the other side. God be with you until we meet again. Take care.